Okay, it's time to talk about the PlayStation 3. Now, I've actually had not that much to do with the PS3. I do love the PlayStation line, at least the 1 and the 2. The PS3 is not bad. It's got big memory and all that other crap and a lot of technical stuff I'm not going to get into because I don't know how to pronounce 90% of it. It does the Blu-ray thing, which supposedly you can't scratch those discs, and they play a lot faster. I don't know. I'm not a dude that makes Blu-ray discs. Now, the first game I played on a PlayStation 3 happened to be Grand Theft Auto 4. Now, let me talk about this a little. I can't believe what they did to the Grand Theft Auto game. Yes, playing it on the PlayStation 3 was quite fun. And my favorite part was drinking and driving. And some of the missions were just like the old ones. You drive here, you shoot this guy, and you drive this guy over there. You elude the cops, you smuggle something, and you go hang out with your buddies. That was a new one. You didn't used to go and just drive around with your buddies. You used to pick up your girlfriends in San Andreas and drive around and go to the bars with them, but you didn't have any of that drunkenness. Now, I have to say, I'd rather go back and play San Andreas or Number 3 or Liberty City. By the way, Liberty City was the gayest one. Then continue to play Number 4 without a beer in my hand and more. Like a set of boobs on my lap. Something to distract me from that horrible game. I'm not going to say it was really the #1 worst piece of crap in the world, but well, for the score it's getting on most of the sites, it shouldn't get up there. Now, I'm going to look at something real quick. It happens to have a 10.0 rating on a lot of sites. I don't think it should. But since I've got this up, I want to look at something. A lot of the games that are out for the Xbox that have high scores are, well, Rock Band, NHL 09, Geometry Wars. I don't even know what that is. There's a couple of thousand games on here, I don't know. There's one, Soul Calibur 4. That ain't bad. Now let's pop up this broadcast so I know I'm not doing something stupid. Alright. The games for... Whoops, I was looking at 360 talking about PlayStation 3. But it's pretty much the same. You got so few shoot 'em up games out there, and that's what people want. I mean, honestly, like I said in my last broadcast, I'm quite partial to the Nintendo style of games, but I do love a good first-person shooter, a third-person shooter, or just a plain shooter. And, well, something I just don't understand is how come they keep making these games like Rock Band and, well, like I said in the last one, Madden, any sports game. But let's get back onto this PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3. You have nice online video gaming. It doesn't look bad, but honestly, graphics aren't what everything's about. And a lot of your games aren't that good. They lack story and violence. Well, a lot of games lack violence. Everybody loves violence. But when I play a game, I want something decent. Since we're in the PlayStation 2 came out with a game called Dot Hack, which is a game where you pretend to play an online game, which is really funny. I'm playing a console game pretending I'm playing an online game. But anyway, if they add that, they ought to up to the PS3. They ought to upgrade it real well because the PlayStation 3's got all that fancy doodahs and bells and whistles. Now let's see. We'll get into the controller. The controller, it's like a PlayStation 2 with one extra button, I guess. I don't know. Can't picture a PS3 controller right now. Well, it's got a couple triggers in the back for R2 and L2. It's wireless. You tilt it. It's just pretty much a concept of Wiimote. You tilt it and it does things. But it's supposedly, it's really innovated when other things steal you. Now, I don't know who came out with that first, and I really don't care. You can tell me later if you want. What I really want to see... Oh yeah, I'm still talking about the controller. It's wireless. It's got a dual shock rumble to it, which just means it rumbles more than anything else. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm getting shot at, and the thing vibrates so goddamn much my hand goes numb. I know a girl that would love that, but it won't be in her hand. Now, let's get on to the console itself. It's got Blu-ray, which I think I've said most of this already. Man, how the fuck do I make these videos long? Oh yeah, I keep ranting about stupid things, like I'm doing that. Anyway, many of the game war bullshit. It's just mine's got better graphics and more bells and whistles. Don't give a fuck about the bells and whistles. So your PS3 can download music off the internet and play DVDs and all that other crap. So you got Blu-ray and high definition and whatever else. For, what is it now, $400 and some to get a PlayStation 3, which will take me a lot of time just so I could get that much. I do not think I would bother with it. I would love to own a PlayStation 3 at one point of my very own instead of going and borrow my buddies. Funny joke about this. My buddy got one, it got stolen. That's a joke. Sucks to be him. Let's see, you can download DVDs and games. It hooks up to the PSP, but hell, the Wii hooks up to the DS and nobody gave a shit about that. Let's see, it's wireless, it's got an online game. I'm quite bored talking about it. Yeah, you can tell, it sucks at the moment. Hell, isn't it in last place in the consoles that are being sold? In first place was the Wii momentarily with the 360 right up its ass. So I guess pretty much what I'm saying is PS3 will be last on my list to buy. It's a really great console if you want a bunch of bells and whistles at an expensive price. Oh, and if you want to put a bunch of music and movies on it too, which I don't see the point of that. I want to get a bunch of games, play them, and brag to my buddies how I can whip their ass in it. Get some good RPGs on that system, and I might start playing it. Alright, this one's going to end a little shorter than my first one. Bye bye, YouTube. I'll be back with part 3 here momentarily.